Hi, this is Donna Carroll, and I'm channeling Merlinite, which is an incredible stone found in Madagascar and I think India. But anyhow, I'm channeling with Luke, Kathy, and Lori, my buddies in the metaphysical tripping world, in the metaphysical journey world. Just kidding. I'm just trying to be silly. So, before we start, I just want to talk a little bit about what the Merlinite said to me when I talked to it about a week ago. And then, if it's okay, do you mind if I share what they said to you as well?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure. So, when I was talking to the Merlinite about a week ago, I just, I think I was channeling a little bit for the book, and then I was tried to channel with the Merlinite. And it said, do not be scared. And it's really friendly. Like, this stone is very friendly and nice. And it said, I did record it. But basically it said, don't be scared. I'm here to help you. And what it said it was going to do for me is it was going to open portals within my body, like my other bodies were, whichever ones. It was going to open up portals and windows, and souls that had been trapped in different dimensions were going to get released and moved on. Oh. And that's what the Merlinite was going to do, was going to work on me to open up new pathways and new windows. And I don't know what else it said. I can't remember. But so with Lori, it said it was going to help her produce grids that were going to heal the land. And that's what she's going to be doing in New Zealand. She's going to go there and create grids and heal New Zealand and the planet, the rest of the planet. She's going to be working on that. And the Merlinite directed her to pick a couple stones. I think one was yellow, one was green, and one was one was blue.
Agate, and
yellow
crystals.
Quartz. Yeah,
yellow quartz.
So were they
Crystal.
Yellow?
I got a moss green agate.
Oh, okay.
And then
Pink
tourmaline.
So she was directed to get yellow, pink, and green. Different colors. And I think, so my impression of that was that it's going to bring in different rays, or the colors are actually going to open up different dimensions based on the color of the stones. Mm-hmm. But that she's supposed to work with grids with the Merlinite in the center, at least for now. And then she's going to get other stones in eventually.
Right.
And then Kathy's body's going to be healed and ascended with the Merlinite. So the Merlinite's going into her physical being, and it's working with her bone structure and skeletal structure and healing it. But not just your physical body. It's going to be working in other realms too, the skeletal system. And then after that, she was told to get red cornelian to purify the blood.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Which
Cornelian?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's definitely giving us messages and helping us. And so I'm grateful for that, because I never thought that. But actually, Luke was the catalyst. Luke was the one that brought the Merlinite to all of us, because I think I told you this story. I went to Dixon, and he said he mouthed the word Merlinite, and the energy went through my body, and it went through my whole being. And I'm exaggerating, but I almost felt like I was going to pass out. And then he let me come to his house and hold the sphere and hold other stones too. And it's like a museum there with all the stones. And that's when the Merlinite started talking. So his Merlinite, which is
very cool.
Very cool, yeah. So another thing is I have been working with Lord Shiva, who is a guide for me. And I think, Shiva Ganesh is the remover of obstacles in Hinduism. So Ganesh removes obstacles to, but Lord Shiva is part of the Godhead. So if you look at the Godhead, there's different Hindu gods that represent that Godhead, and they have different qualities. Vishnu, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Krishna would be an incarnation. Ram would be an incarnation of those deities. But Shiva is supposed to burn away anything that is in between you and God or self-realization. So, and that's, when I did the Awaken the Kundalini, the Awaken the Kundalini, I don't know if that was a month or two ago, but Shiva's been coming in, and I just energetically, but I actually felt him coming in a few days ago, and he came in like this, and it's like he was asleep, and he came in and he was so sleepy, and then he was like opening his eyes like this, and I saw him. And that was like, oh my God, I know he's working on my Kundalini. And I know that we are in the middle of ascension. Hi. Oh my goodness, come on in. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hi.
So
We couldn't figure out if you weren't coming or you were
I
running
am
late.
coming. I'm running late. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I thought I was going to come, and then I got busy, and then I saw your note about what a glorious day you're having, and I said,
I'm going.
I need this today.
Good, cool.
well, this will be fun. It'll be different, I think, But welcome, Jen. And I was just talking about the Merlinite, and Lug introduced all of us to Merlinite, and we glommed onto it. And when I was holding the Merlinite's the sphere in his house, it had messages for me and started communicating with me, and wants to work with different people, us, all of us.
Smell my kitties?
So, and I was just talking a little bit about Lord Shiva. And before I channel the Merlinite, what I'm going to do is bring in Lord Shiva. And this is a mantra of his, and I listen to this pretty regularly. And it's electro pop, so it's like an Americanized version of kirtan, which is awesome, I think. So I'm going to play this because it'll alter our receptivity,
Nope, I love my
if that's okay. And so, saved messages, okay. By the way, happy Mother's Day to all the moms.
Happy Mother's
Thank
Day.
you. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you too.
And in Africa, everyone's a mom, or an official mom or not. I like
Well,
that.
we're all
You're a
pet
mom
moms.
of- and you have
I'm not a
your-
mom, but I'm
you
a
have
pet
Nova.
mom.
Yes, you are. You're Nova's mom.
Yeah,
You have an animal. You're a mom.
you guys are like, okay.
I always think of my animal as
I
a
have
mom,
grand puggles.
because
Yeah.
she's always momming the other animal.
So I'm going to play this. And so as we listen to this mantra, I would like Lord Shiva to come in each of our bodies and work on removing any obstacles or any blocks that we have that are preventing us from ascending and becoming self-realized. So just relax.
Thank you.
Okay, so at this time I'm going to begin the channeling. I call in my highest and best channeling and healing guides. I call in Archangel Michael, Raphael, Ariel. I ask Yeshua to oversee and overlight this channeling, making sure it's for everybody's highest good and healing at the present time, the people that are listening to the channeling. And I specifically call in 100,000 warrior protection angels, keeping out all negative energies, entities, and thought forms. I want to call in Lord Shiva, and I call in Merlinite. And I call in all the Merlinite on this table and all the other Merlinite that would like to participate. And I specifically ask that these stones find a way into their person's body so that the connection is made between the stone and the individual. Greetings. It is the stone of Merlinite. I am here with you today to do some inner work on your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies. You have been called to work with me, and that is why you are here. We, as a collection of energy, are encased in this ancient Lemurian stone, Merlinite. Of course, Merlinite existed before the Lemurians discovered it and utilized our energy, but the Lemurians knew how to utilize our energy to the highest extent possible up until now. We are hoping that you surpass their ability to utilize the stone for the good of humanity and the good of the planet. So make no mistake, Merlinite is a powerful stone with many abilities. Metaphysicians and New Agers are aware of some of the power that exists in this stone, but it can be utilized for both good and not so good purposes. Because we trust you to utilize our energy for the highest good possible and to use our energy to heal the planet, you have been entrusted as caregivers for this stone. Yes, you are caregivers for us, and you are also companions for us. We will be your companions as you ascend into the highest realms of consciousness that has existed on this planet since Lemuria. So we are going to work with you firstly to cleanse your bodies, cleansing you of karma more easily. Now we can cleanse you more easily than if you had to release the remaining karma that you have on your own. This was suggested by the Lords of Light, the higher realms of consciousness that exist in the spirit world. They suggested that we work with you to help you purify your physical bodies. And so this is the first thing that we are going to do today. And it will be very invigorating for you. When you are purified by us, the Merlinite, working with you, you will get an energy boost, and you will also get a cathartic release of anything that's hindering you. Now, if something comes up and it is something that is maybe a powerful release for you, we suggest that you take it easy, rest, relax, or meditate as the release is taking place. And these releases will be taking place over the next few weeks. So at this time, it works best if you hold us, because we want to make a heart connection with you. And Jen, you can...
I was
I
loaned
gave her
to.
one.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
I got a buddy.
To activate the stone, please roll it within your hands. And we are sending our energy into the palms of your hands, into the chakras there energetically. And we ask that you send us your energy so it's reciprocal, and send us your love and send us your light, and make an emotional love connection with us, because we are friends and we are here to help each other. So you can spin us clockwise for as long as it feels comfortable to activate our energy within your being. And then when you're comfortable, you can spin us the other direction. If you want, you can throw us back and forth between the palms of your hands to pump the energy up your arms and to get it to flood your system. So at this time, the Merlinite stones make the conscious decision and effort to come into your bodies, into your physical bodies, and your mental bodies, also your emotional bodies and your spiritual bodies. And there is an integration taking place. And just let the energy come into your system. And we are circulating within your being, and we are permeating the cells of your being at this time. Our energy is mind-opening and healing. And now place the Merlinite, or hold the Merlinite wherever it feels most comfortable for you. Wherever you need healing, wherever you need comfort, wherever you need a friend on your physical body. Okay, and now we are going to do some work with the Akashic records of the stone, and also your Akashic records. So just relax and be guided through the meditation. So the Merlinite, your Merlinite, go ahead and put it on your heart chakra. And now the Merlinite goes inside your heart energetically, and it's cleansing it. It cleanses your heart of all that no longer serves you at this important time in your ascension process. So it's going to release karma. It's cleansing you on a cellular level, energetically. And now from the heart chakra, the energy is going into your blood system, and it's being pumped out of your heart, circulating through your body, through the blood. And the blood is cleansing all of the organs that it touches, specifically the brain and any other organs. It's also going into the lymph and all the liquid systems of your body. It's also going into the bile. Basically anything that's liquid within your physical being, our energy is going into it to circulate and cleanse your physical body. and your guides are moderating how much of the energy is being released, so that everything is done at the highest and best level for you, so that you're not overstimulated with our energy, which does happen to some people if they are not working cautiously with our energy. Okay. Okay. And now your guides are going to open your third eye so that you can experience the journey that we are going to take you on at this present time. So now we call up the akashic records of the Merlinite. We call up the origin of the Merlinite on this planet. And Merlinite came from a higher sphere of consciousness. It came from a distant place, and it was planted here by higher beings of light. So they seeded us on this planet like they seeded many stones and plants. And specifically, they seeded us here to assist humans and also the extraterrestrials that came and went on your planet to reach higher states of consciousness. This is our purpose. And we work with different energies, different portals, different windows into higher realms of consciousness. So because we were seated here by a light race or light beings, there is the ability to consciously connect with those beings now through us. And this is what we intend to do. So open up your hearts, and now we call in the Merlinite, going into the akashic record of the Merlinite, which pre-existed humans in their present form. So go back to that time, and I'm getting long time ago. I'm getting millions of years ago. So go into that time period. And go into the energy of the stone as it was planted by the Lords of Light. And we should say Lords and Ladies of Light. And now open your hearts. And Merlinite, as a stone, as a conduit, we call in the beings that seated us upon this planet. And we call them in to consciously connect with the people who are holding the Merlinite at this time. We ask that a conscious communication and energy take place between the humans and the legions of light. And you will feel some rippling or some energy coursing through your body as your guides make these connections for you. These beings of light are very ancient. They are considered elders of the human race. They would be Lemurian in nature. They are coming through at this time. The ancient Lemurians that pre-existed any human life on this planet, and they are coming into your consciousness. They are bringing gifts of the Spirit to you, gifts associated with their lineage and their work and destiny on planet Earth. So at this time, Lemurian guides are coming into your heart to bring you to fuller, wider, and higher states of consciousness. At this time, receive their energetic downloads. They are opening up ancient portals within your physical beings so that you will have greater access to the ones who are going to guide you through the enlightenment process, and also the ones who are going to help you spread the light and the love upon this planet. So more guides are coming in. Basically, these would be considered descendants of the Lemurian line, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedians, Syrians, and reptilians. Do not fear the reptilian energy, my loves. They have been ascending with you as well, and they are here to assist you in your awakening. They will be a conduit before you and between you and the lower reptilian forms of life who need the higher guidance from above. And so they are included in this process. They have all come over to the light previously and are working on involving themselves in the light and bringing up their brethren into the oneness of love and light. And now the Merlinite is coming through your body, and it is touching upon your personal record in the Akash. So they are looking at, the Merlinite is looking at your past lives, your past journeys, your strengths and your weaknesses, your high points and your low points as you've incarnated here again and again. We are restricting ourselves to your human incarnations at this time. If we looked at your other incarnations, it would be too much work energetically for one human body in one session. So we are looking at the highs and lows of your human incarnations. And some of you might see some of these incarnations. We bring in multidimensional realities into your multidimensional incarnations, specifically in the human form. We are cleansing and clearing and elevating your past human lives as well as this lifetime, specifically the karma that you have endured. So if you feel or see anything that is unpleasant, know that it is leaving your consciousness at this time. This is a multidimensional, multi-incarnational cleanse. Please release it up to the Lords of Light who take it to Source. And know that this is healing. You are being healed. And one more thorough cleanse of pre-existing karma. And releasing it up to the Lords of Light. Very good. And now the Lyrians are coming in your multidimensional bodies and making adjustments. And they are doing this within your being. So if you move or feel some type of energy coursing through your body, know that it is to heal you as the Lyrians work. And again, place the stone anywhere on your body where you feel you need assistance. And now bring our energy into your solar plexus chakra, down into your navel and your root chakra. Go ahead and open up all your chakras, knowing that you're fully protected, and run the Merlinite energy up and down your spinal column as it feels comfortable within your chakra system. This is to grease the wheels, so to speak, basically preparing you for Kundalini awakening in the physical body. Whew. And now we circulate around the crown of your head in a counterclockwise direction. And you can assist this by circulating your entire body in a counterclockwise direction, moving the energy within your system, the ancient Lyrian energy as well as the energy of the stone Merlinite. And now imagine us in the center of your heart, your lovely hearts, and go ahead and run our energy down all the way into your root chakra. Open your root chakra. Send the ancient Merlinite energy, the ancient Lyrian energy all the way down from your heart, incorporating your crown chakra, sending it from your head, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your root, and your solar and your navel. Send that Merlinite energy all the way down to the center of Mother Earth and the akashic records there and connect with her energetically. She is reading your personal akashic records. She is reading your personal multidimensional experiences, incarnations that you've had on this planet, and she is assessing them energetically. So fully open your root and send as much energy down as you possibly can so that you can have a greater connection with the planet, the heart of the planet. And now with your chakra system fully open, Mother Earth is sending up the Mother Goddess energy, the ancient form of worship upon your planet, which has come back to and fro many times upon this planet, and sending it up into your being. She is sending Mother Goddess energy. She is sending love. She is sending healing, grounding, but most importantly, she is sending remembrance so that you awaken to the ancient codes that you carry, which will be facilitated by the Merlinite. The Merlinite works with both Mother Earth and the Lemurian High Council at this time within your particular being. So accept her codes and accept her energy. She is flooding you with light and ancient knowledge and wisdom that will be fully activated once all your karmic residue is totally released. And now, shamanic healers, ancient shamanic healers, are coming into your bodies, being sent by Mother Earth and assisted by the Merlinite. And they are here to bring back remembrance and the love for the earth fully into your consciousness. And they are here to jog you into remembrance, to jog your psyche into remembrance. And these shamans come from many tribes, many time periods, and they will be individualized based on the best connection for each participant. They are bringing in your totem animals, your animal guides, and again, they will be different based on each person's unique karma and background. Please send love to your animal totems and to your shamans. And thanks for their assistance. They will be working with you once again, much more viscerally, much more visually. Please place the Merlinite on your third eye as your animal totems go into the third eye and leave their imprint in this chakra to help you connect with them through this opening. They are bringing in guides for you. And they are bringing in your guides' energies and healing modalities for you. Wisdom. If you're having any type of release or any type of image that's not comfortable, just send it to source. Place the Merlinite on top of your crown chakra as we activate this chakra. And again, this is in preparation for physical ascension. Wherever it feels comfortable, wherever you feel like it needs to be. And for some of you, that's going to be going down the back of your head. Some of you are going to activate the points in the back of your head, which are avataric in nature. You can press the Merlinite on your head on these points just to make sure that it gets into your system the best way. And now we ask that you use this stone anywhere on your body. We offer healing. So if you have any points on your body that you would like to heal or have release from, go ahead and press the Merlinite onto those particular points, and we will offer our healing energy. Many of you carry strong wounds from past incarnations that manifest still in your physical body, and it is our goal to release these once and for all. And now lastly, now that you're fully open, we call in the Lemurian guides from ancient times who came before humans and many other ET races. We call in the Lemurians, and we ask for you to bathe in their light as they send their energy directly into your crown chakra and fill your entire being with their vibration. Just meditate in their light. And now put your Merlinite on the table or somewhere that it is away from your body. And press your hands down, press your feet down, press your root chakra down. Send your energy downwards into the lower dimensions. And now your guides are going to lift you in your higher bodies up into the highest wavelengths that you can attain at this time. And go ahead and go as high as you can into the Lemurian energy yourselves. We ask that you use your breathing to assist you to rise even further. You are unbounded. You are infinite. You are going back to your origins energetically, metaphysically, and consciously. Expand yourselves, sending your energy up, but also sending it out as far as you can, knowing that you're always protected by the angels. Come back into your center and be with yourself as a pea or a seed within self in this particular incarnation while your energy yet remains expanded. So you are two states of consciousness at once, fully present and centered within self as a small seed and fully expansive in the universal consciousness. Simultaneously. This should be a new feeling for you. You are connecting with many different souls in many different places at this particular time energetically. Again, experiencing remembrance. And now fully come into self. Bring your energy into your physical vessel. As a flower's leaves close around the bud, bring in your energy. And now your guides. Shut down the openings within your chakra system, within your aura, closing down any portals that need to be closed at this time, knowing that the connection has been made, they have been opened, and they will be activated at the appropriate time when they need to be utilized in the future. So at this time we dissolve conscious connection with the angels, the shamans, the animal totems, the Merlinite, the Lords of Light, the Lemurians, and any other being that was in your consciousness. Send yourselves healing light and love, sending yourself self-remembrance, self-love, and knowledge and intuition, and accept these gifts from self. Take 3 breaths at your own pace, and then again, when you're done, open your eyes, as this light exercise has been fulfilled for now at this time. Okay, and go ahead and open your eyes. I'm going to call in my channeling guides in case you have questions that you want answered. So I'm just going to call in my angels. I call in Raphael, Ariel, Michael, keeping the 100,000 warrior protection angels. And I call in My highest and best healing and channeling guides. Amen. Does anyone have a question?
My head keeps popping my move.
Ah, okay.
And I think it's from Placitas back to Albuquerque, I think, coming up. I don't know why I think that.
They're telling me that you need to geographically be more centered in Albuquerque, in the heart of Albuquerque, energetically. That your energy actually has to be in the city right now, or in the near future, because you went out to Placitas. It was, in some aspects or some parts of it, was purifying for you, and it was a way to connect with nature. You might not feel that inwardly, but it was purifying for you to be in that more rural setting. But now you need to come back, like you're thinking, to Albuquerque, basically to root your energy here, and energetically you need to be in the city, because I'm getting that you're going to be sending energy out to people, and it might not even be conscious, but you need to be here to disperse your energy to other people here. And you need to be pretty centrally located.
Okay.
So not on the outskirts of the city, that you need to be in the city radiating your energy out.
Okay.
That Albuquerque has it's got a lot of light, but it has a lot of dark. And the dark energies and people, or I don't want to label people, but the dark energies are here to get purified by the light. And so you're being called to do that, to come back. They're telling me that you will be going to New Zealand, but it's going to happen as the earth ascends. That whole trip and that whole journey and everything is going to happen as there's a shift upon the earth, and you're going to go home.
Yeah, that I do know. I'm just thinking more in the interim.
Right.
Of what's going on, and how am I going to be coming back?
Oh.
To me, it's like, as you said, to be home base. My home base needs to be centrally located.
They're telling me that you can manifest this when you want to at this point.
Okay.
So I would think that, if you feel like you need to be back, you should come back.
Okay.
Do you want to come back?
Yes and no. I enjoy the peace and quiet out there. I really do, and I like that it's cool and it's very quiet and stuff. But I feel like I need to be back here for now.
So I call in Archangel Sandalphon. He's saying that you need to come back. I'm getting that you need to come back. It's part of an interim step for you, and it's also part of your healing process, and healing, like I said, not just the people here sending out the energy, and you might not even be doing this consciously, but part of you's doing it. It's also about the land, like being in the city, working on the land and the plants and so on and so forth. But he's saying, yeah, come home, come back here. Not home, but come back to Albuquerque.
Thank you.
I hope that helps.
It just reinforces what I keep being told and what I keep hearing. I'm just not sure where I'm supposed to be or how it's going to happen, or am I going to stumble on this place, or am I going to be drawn to it, or what do I need to do to find where I need to be next?
The best thing to do is give it over to your guides. Just surrender it.
Okay.
Surrender it. I mean, I know but they'll make it work for you. They'll
they always
arrange
do.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
And Archangel Sandalphon is the volunteer. He always volunteers. He says he'll help you if you want. So, Archangel Sandalphon, we ask you to guide Lori back to the most appropriate and best place for her and her healing now at this time in Albuquerque.
Thank you.
Is there any kind of message for me?
Yes. They're telling me that they're very proud of you, that you've been doing extremely well in your work, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone in order to heal yourself and expand yourself. And they're saying that it's not the easiest thing to do for anybody, but you're making really, really strong strides and efforts. And they're saying that you have so much support behind you, the angels, your guides, that are they're kind of pushing you a little bit. I don't know if you feel that.
I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. It's like,
They're pushing you a little bit or nudging you, but in a very gentle way, not anything that's forceful. And they're saying that you're doing exceptionally well. They're very proud of you, that you've made great inroads. And that you feel more confident and proud. You feel proud about yourself and more at ease about your whole situation, more comfortable, more in line with your soul mission and your destiny and why you're here. You're getting very lined up, and that you're going to have a big expansion this summer because you've aligned yourself and because you've volunteered to do what you need to do and you've stepped up to the plate. They're going to really give you a huge expansion this summer in your consciousness, in your abilities, in everything. It's kind of like, in a way, it was a little bit of a test. We are all tested, right? So you passed, and so now you're going to get the benefits.
okay, thank you. And also, I've kind of slowed down doing events here.
Mm-hmm.
Should I keep doing them?
Yes, you should keep doing them, but they feel like you do need a break, that you need some hermit time or introspective time, that you need time to pray, to meditate, to light candles, to burn incense, to do rituals, because your energy needs to go out further. And so you need to go within and be here in this house where you're not disturbed, and just let your energy flow out however you feel like it's the best way to do. And I'm getting that you like ritual stuff. You need to do stuff beforehand to get the energy going. And they're saying that that's what's called for now. And that's why you're wanting to not have as many events, because this is the time where you need to just expand self here.
Okay.
And the energy centers here, the vortexes and portals, are going to be part of that expansion. So when your energy goes out, it's going to go into those portals, into those vortexes, and it's going to go into other dimensions, other realms, because it's time for you to do that kind of expansion. So they've been feeding you and coming in, and now it's time for you to go out. That you're going to impact other beings and other realities.
Okay.
Healing work. So subconscious stuff. But that's what's going to be going on. The inroads, the start of it. And then it's going to get more intense later.
Thank you.
You want me to jump in? I am curious about many things, but also especially my art. And I've had this desire to flap my art and my theta healing wings, or my spiritual soul tools and the art. And I have a thing I call my flea market fantasy, where I could be my actual self and not have to represent others. And so I'm wondering about the big picture, but also like my next steps and my how to use my art more with my abilities, my seeing.
They're telling me that is the next step for you, to be totally, I would say, independent in your approach. So, okay. So I call in Archangel Sandalphon. He's saying that it's time for you to branch out, spread your wings, be independent, offer your services on a plate, which are uniquely yours. So you have learned from other teachers and have pulled information from ones who came before, but it's time for you to mold and meld, to bring it all together and to combine it and then come up with something new and offer it. Art will be a part of that, because the art for you, as well with other people and many here, or I'm thinking of you, is a healing modality for you. So when you paint or when you create, your energy goes in there and it's healing. So I ask Archangel Sandalphon, and he's saying that the art is going to be the connective bridge, or the energy that you put out there that draws people in, the right people for you to work on a more intimate or psychological level. So the art is kind of like the front door. It's the front door that you open, that people walk through, and then they come to you. And then that's when your real work begins. So it's kind of your ambassador or your liaison.
I want to be really public with it. Like, I want that and me to be the doorway or the bridge that reaches people. And I'm used to pouring all my energy into other people's creations, and it's been very draining lately.
I still feel like you're going to do something very personal. I don't know if it's going to be. So I asked the archangels to come in. They're saying that the art is a bridge and it's a connective tissue for you, but it's not the end all and be all. There's something within self that you're going to offer out of your own physical vessel that's going to be like healing people.
Well, the vision was to do, I mean, I've been told this over the years too, to tune in to people and their guides and angels and animal totems and spirits and colors and what's more eternal about them, and then create art based on that. But also more that might be more universal, that wouldn't have to be linked to an individual. But I still have all my skills that I've, I'm still have all of the rest of it, but it's just felt heavier to do the personal soul support work. It's felt heavier to be in the role that's more like that resembles more like a therapist. Like, I take it too personally. I have all this caring and I want to like give everything, and I'm not being compensated well for it recently. It's been very challenging.
You're going to be working with groups, more groups. People are going to be seeing you and coming to you for your services in groups. And they're saying that once you've reached a higher vibration or a higher state of consciousness, once you have erased all, once you've gone through the ascension process and there's no more self-doubt, no more query, like there's too much query, there's too much, because you're in your head. Once you're in your heart totally, wanting to heal and express your divine essence upon the planet and not thinking as much, that's when it's going to pop for you. And people are going to, like I said, be drawn to the art, but there's something within self that you're going to offer that's going to be healing. And it's going to be your work. You're not going to be interpreting or being a representative for anybody else. I mean, you can give kudos and shouts out to people that have taught you, but...
So I don't need initials anymore.
No.
Right.
If you want them, you can have them.
CHHT, blah, blah, blah.
You're going to be doing something in groups, and it's going to be energy, and it's going to be coming out of your vessel, and it's going to be healing for people. So I see you more as a channel, some type of channel. Okay, so I ask, you're going to be helping people find their divine imprint. So people that are lost or not connected or looking for connections or whatever, you're going to help bring in their divine imprint, plant it into their physical vessel, and connect them to their guides and their path, which is going to be different for different people that come to see you. So you're going to be a catalyst for them. And you're going to do some type of energy work, putting their imprints in so that they can expand and connect.
So what do I need to do to make sure that's done for me?
It's already been done.
Oh.
You just need to do your spiritual practices and let yourself be guided by your guides and receptive to the energy that's going to be exploding within. You're going to have a big fusion, a big aha. Yeah, you're gonna grow a lot too.
So is there a timeline?
Well, Luke was telling me the other day, or somebody was, that this summer, but yeah, the rest of this year. Okay, so I asked Archangel Sandalphon. He's saying for you it's going to be this summer, both of you. That you're going to be kind of on parallel, not parallel, but you're going to both have growth at the same time or near the same time.
Because I got that guidance years ago offering to groups is as easy as offering one-on-one, and I have a real comfort in public, and I've also been very reluctant to
This
push
is your
into the new.
calling and your mission, and the reason why you're not doing it right now is because you don't have the offering yet. The real offering that you're going to be doing, which is higher level than. And I'm saying this, but I'm interpreting what they're telling me, that you're going to expand in your own consciousness and reach new states of being and elevate yourself spiritually. And once you have that, like, you're going to get tuned almost. Like, you're almost going to get tuned. And then you're going to get downloaded. And then you're going to offer your work to groups. And you're not going to really be thinking about it. It's just going to be a natural flow.
That's my favorite way.
And it's not that far off.
Okay.
I think you're going to start doing this in the fall with small groups and then expand and expand and expand. But you have to go through another activation within self.
Yeah, I think John said start with like 4 and start small.
Mm-hmm. Start small and trust that it's going to happen the way it's supposed to happen for you. That you're being guided. Mm-hmm. So, does that help you? Well, take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I got for you.
Thank you.
Do you have a question?
No, I'll take mine.
Okay.
I'll go last. Any message?
Okay, so the Buddha is overlooking your soul development. So I guess he would be considered your guru or your guide at this point. And he's been doing this for many incarnations. He wants you to commune with him more or speak with him more. Do you talk to him? Do you meditate with him? What do you do with the Buddha?
Not the Buddha by name, but I sometimes talk to Padmasambhava.
Okay, so what I'm getting is if you, during your meditations, to bring him in remembrance, because he's your true guru, I believe.
Okay.
He's saying that you're ready for not just a mind expansion, but a big soul expansion. That you've been kind of playing here, playing there, exploring this, exploring that, but it's time for you to energetically just expand. He's the one that's going to expand you, the Buddha, because he has the ability to do that, and he's been working with you, like I said, many incarnations, so he's going to be in charge of that for you. That's why when you bring him in during your meditation and during your spiritual teachings, and even when you work on people, he's saying to call me in because he can expand your vision. So when you're giving people readings and you're telling them that you're seeing, he's saying that he can quadruple it. He can make it vaster. He's saying that you're ready for it, and he's ready to do that if you want to experience and help people with that. And he also wants me to let you know that he loves you and he protects you. And I call in the Buddha for anything that he needs to say to Luke at this time. He's saying to don't worry about this day or this client or that client or whatever. Like that goes for everybody. Throw all that stuff away. Just go out there and do your work, which is, he's saying, stellar in nature with no attachments. He's saying that if you think about the consequences or rewards or after effects, that it's just going to create more karma or baggage or whatever, that you just need to be light. And he's saying that that's a challenge. It's not easy for people to do that, but that's what you're called to do, that you've got to get unattached because you're going to, join him. You're going to be with him. So to work on non-attachment.
Thank you.
And he's telling me to work with your Merlinite and the other stones that call out to you, of which there are a few. Yeah, start working with them more. And again, when you work with the stones, call in your guru, call in the Buddha, and ask him to send in the appropriate guides or or him to help you work with the rocks. He's saying that the rocks are going to talk to you more, and they're going to download knowledge within your mental body. And that it's going to be fun and exciting. That you're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy the information.
I got that too. That it's going to be fun. The first part too. It's going to be fun to open the seeing.
And so I ask the archangels if there's any other messages. Do you work with sun energy or the solar energy at all?
A little bit. I'm just starting to do a little bit more.
If you decide that you want to do that, and what I'm getting actually is like pranayama, like
Some dogs like.
to the sun, like this,
Oh,
that would
okay.
be expansive for you. Sun, while keeping yourself grounded into Mother Earth. Specifically at noon. That's when the sun's in the middle of the sky, but it will be empowering. It'll give you
Do I need to be outside or can I do it?
power. No, outside with the sun, looking at the sun. Yeah. And so at this time, I'm going to end conscious communication with the guides. I want to thank you and the Merlinite, and I'm coming. I want to get fully back into my body. And anyhow, I'm grateful. Thank you. Amen.